guys, so I was praying this morning. I feel like God had a word that I just wanted to give you, and in the middle of my prayer, I was just praying for some people who have been going through some tough times, even outside of all of what's been going on. And in the middle of it, I felt God say that there was an old song that we used to sing, and it was just a simple chorus: "Be still and know that I am God." And I started doing a little bit of my Bible, reading a little bit, and I came to really 1 Kings chapter 19. It's a story of Elijah where he had gone and done what God had asked him to do, and word made it back to some of the rulers, and needless to say, they weren't too happy with the words that Elijah had to say, and so he was running for his life. And around verse 12, it says he found a cave and he stayed there for the night and hid there to stay safe. And he heard God talk to him and say, "Come out, I want to speak to you on the mountain." So as Elijah got up and started to walk towards the edge of this cave to go see God, all of a sudden, he says, God passed by, and there was this mighty wind came through, and it shook the whole area, and it shook rocks loose, and it was a very big, scary ordeal. But the scripture is very clear. It said, and God was not in the wind. And then right after the wind had subsided, all of a sudden an earthquake hit, and the whole area was shaken, but it said God was not in the earthquake. And then the final thing it says is after the earthquake had passed, fire came down. It said, and God was not in the fire. And after all of that had quit, all of a sudden Elijah heard a voice, and it was the still voice of the Lord, and it says, "Hey Elijah, what are you doing here?" And so for us, I feel like that's maybe where we're at right now. There's just seemed to be storm after storm, thing after thing that are coming through, and there's shaking going on. But what I want to say is, it's not necessarily God bringing those things, but if we stop and we listen, and just listen for that still voice, God is there, he's waiting, and he wants to speak to us, and he has a word for us, and he told Elijah what to do, and Elijah's life was spared. He followed what God wanted him to do. So I just want to encourage you with that today. Even in the midst of all of these storms, know that God is still there, and he wants to speak to you.